Hi, welcome to Appalachian Eats. I'm Jessica DeLong, and this is my mother-in-law.
Dottie DeLong.
And today, actually it's tonight, we're finishing up some of our Thanksgiving food. We've got pies baked, we have a cake that's cooling, what else do we have in the refrigerator?
Sweet potato
Casserole.
casserole. A dressing.
Stuffing. Dressing.
It's dressing.
It's true. I always call stuffing.
It's in the bird and it's stuffing.
Oh, okay, it's true. So we have all of those things ready to go for tomorrow. Tomorrow will just be like potatoes and beans, corn,
hot rolls,
all that kind of stuff. But there's one thing we want to put together, which is really, really simple, and it's a recipe that I think the first time I ever heard of it was from Aunt Dimple. So tell me a little bit about Aunt Dimple.
Well, Aunt Dimple was my grandmother, my maternal grandmother, Mom's mom. That was her baby sister, and there was a big difference in their ages. As a matter of fact, Aunt Dimple was closer to my mother's age, and they grew up together as sisters. When I was born, it was in 1950, and there was no ultrasounds and such, so everybody was just guessing, and my dad was so sure I'd be a little boy. He had boys' names picked out. But when I came along, as a little girl, of course, they had nothing. So my Aunt Dimple, whose name is Dorothy, said, "Oh, just name her after me." So I'm Dorothy. And Mommy always said, "You were named after a joke."
Wow. So I first met Aunt Dimple. Richard, you were having his going away party or graduation party. It's before you went in the Marine Corps.
Going away party.
Okay, yeah. And I couldn't remember which one it was. But she came in for that. She and some family members and stayed with Granny, and they brought this down to the party. And my mom tried it, and then she ran over to me and said, "I want you to try it." By the time I got back to it, it was all gone. So, so anyway, that's where this recipe originated, and we call it 7-layer salad. Now, I personally do put 7 layers in it, but somebody I know doesn't.
I also worked for Leanne, my best friend, back in West Virginia, and at catering. And we made this 7-layer salad all the time. A little slightly different, just a little bit different. Instead of red onion, we used green onion, and we didn't use celery. And we had probably made hundreds of pans of 7-layer salad for different events and catering jobs. And one day while we were making it, suddenly we realized there were only 6 ingredients. And so we kept saying, "What is the 7th ingredient? What could it be?" And I said, "Oh, Leanne, I know what that is. It's love."
We're going to go ahead and assemble this for you and show you just how simple it is. And really, this is a recipe that you can use any time of the year. There's nothing that's seasonal here that you couldn't get. You can even adapt a few things for your pantry if you don't have everything here, or there might be another vegetable that you like, even better. So it's very simple, and we're just going to put it together for you. So we start with a small head of lettuce, and we chop it up. We don't chop it. You don't want it shredded, so we kind of chopped it up in like little bite-sized pieces. So that will go in as your bottom layer. So, Nima, I'll let you do the vegetables, and I'll put the love on it.
Okay. Yes, you start. You do the love. I'll finish up with your love.
So once she gets all of the, and a lot of people do like it in a trifle. You can put it in a pan, like an aluminum foil pan. You could put it in a bowl. Trifle's just really pretty. The first time I had seen a salad done layered like that was in a Taste of Home book, and it looked really pretty. So you start with your lettuce, level it out there, and then we add a thing of frozen peas. And you don't have to worry about thawing them out.
No, they actually do better for frozen.
Yeah. So you just pour that on. And I never thought that I would like just frozen peas like that, but really, once they're all mixed in, I don't really notice that they're there. I think all the other ingredients just meld together so well that you really don't, I don't get I hate canned peas. They're nasty.
Well,
I don't like them. So the next one, I use red onion, and that's what I had. So we're going to put red onion on there. And that's about a small red onion?
Yes.
Well, actually, it was a large, half of a large one that I used. But typically, I buy the smaller ones.
And and of course our catering, Leanne Rebel Barnes, was green onion. She liked to use green onion, but that's good too.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, next is celery. And I use 2 stalks here. Sorry, I'm not really good at telling you exactly what we use. So 2 stalks of celery. And I will have a printout of this in the description box below.
Okay.
All right. So now we get to all the healthy fats. All these healthy fats. Now, we like to use Kraft Real mayo. You can use any kind of mayo that you like. You can even make your own. You can, however you need to adapt it for your diet or your preference. So typically I like to keep my cheese and my mayo separate. So we're going to put the mayo on first because there's some bacon that's going to go in there. And really the mayo, and you may think if you've not had this before or any kind of, rendition of this recipe, you think, ooh, just mayo? But I'm telling you, you will not believe the flavor after you mix it up and eat it. I actually had a lady, I gave her this recipe and she went home and was trying to make it. And then she called me back and she said, Jess, I can't get it to taste like yours. And I said, well, what did you put in it? She told me everything that I had told her. She said, and I added a packet of ranch seasoning and I can't get it to taste like that. I said, there is no ranch. And she said, well, I added the ranch to my mayo before I put it on. And I said, well, you don't add anything to the mayo. I promise. You just need the mayo. And it does somehow. It's just supernatural. I don't know. It just makes.
It was the same way with the catering business. They kept wanting to know what do we mix in our mayo.
Yeah, what kind of, that's it. And you want the salty Kraft mayo, not like a salad dressing.
Yeah.
The salad dressing will not give you the right flavor.
And one thing is you always use that mayonnaise to seal all that. That way it'll stay fresh actually for a couple of days.
Yeah, in the
because
refrigerator.
it's sealed.
Yeah, and we're gonna leave ours overnight because you do not mix this. You do not mix it until you're ready to serve, because if you do mix it, then it starts to pull all the water out of those vegetables, and then you get a big soppy mess in the bottom. So, yeah, you don't do that. So what do you think? How does that
Looks
right
good.
Okay, so this is a 30 ounce. I used half of that, so it'd be like 15 ounces. And then, like I said, I like my bacon between mayo and the cheese. And this is a pound of bacon that I fried up this morning. Love bacon.
Yes, and it's fresh.
Yeah, this was from a hog that we had purchased. I'm shocked the kids left us alone. And Richard. Okay, so then we just put enough cheese on there, and that's something that's to your discretion, really, however much cheese you want. We always really cover it pretty good, though, don't we?
Yes, yeah.
So it's really good in there. So, and really right there, that's all there is to it. We'll put some saran wrap over it, pop it in the refrigerator, and like she said, it could last a day or two in the refrigerator. And if you go somewhere and you can take it, this is really easy for potlucks or church dinners or whatever.
It travels well because you don't finish it up. You mix it when you get there.
And you can even, if you need to only do half of it, we've done that sometimes, just like kind of mix on the side so that we didn't have to mess all of it up if there's not as many people at the event that you thought were going to be there. So anyway, this is just something that's really simple. Like I said, through any season, you don't have to worry about it. Just something we want to share with you. It's going to go on our table tomorrow. Hope you have had a wonderful Thanksgiving. By the time I get this out, it's going to be after Thanksgiving. So thank you for joining us at Appalachian Eats, and we'll look forward to seeing you again next time.